Hello everybody and welcome to the start of something a little bit different. We are here outside of Flixbus headquarters in Lyon, and today we'll be doing a European journey with myself and Maffarick. We are starting here at Lyon, and in leg 1 I will take you guys to Paris. Then from Paris I will take you to Luxembourg, and then from Luxembourg I'll take you to Charleroi, and then because Aachen's not in the game, I couldn't go to Aachen, but Charleroi is sort of close. It's sort of on the same border. Then Maffarick will take you from Aachen to Cologne in the Flixtrain Vectron. Then I will take you from Cologne to Frankfurt in the Flixbus. And then Maffarick will take you from Frankfurt to Fulda in the Flixtrain Vectron. And then Maffarick will take you from Fulda to Kassel in the Flixtrain Vectron. I will then take you from Kassel to Hamburg, then I will then take you again from Hamburg to Flensburg, and then I will then do the final leg of the journey from Flensburg to Copenhagen. Thank you very much to Maffarick for helping out with this. His links will be in the description to his YouTube and his Discord. Make sure you go subscribe, make sure you go join his Discord, and yeah, please do drop a like on the video. And this is going to be a long one, so get many bags of popcorn, many beverages, and enjoy the video.
Hello everyone, welcome to a very special Train Sim World 6 video. I am Maffarick, and this video is being recorded for Liam Does Simulation 08 channel, where he and I are doing a cross-European trip from Lyon in France to Copenhagen in Denmark. He is driving Flixbus bus services, while I'm in the Flixtrain BR193 Vectron in Train Sim World 6. The first leg that I will be doing is from Aachen Hauptbahnhof to Köln Hauptbahnhof on the Köln-Aachen remastered route in Train Sim World 6, and these services are only available in the revamped timetable. So, yeah, I believe this service is direct, but don't quote me on that. Just got the Flixtrain Vectron yesterday in the Steam Made Madness Dovetail game sale, and I do like the Vectron, and yeah, I didn't want to get it before because it doesn't have many services on the 3 routes that it layers onto, but I've warmed to this. Like, it's a genuinely decent DLC, and I really do like it. Anyway, so first of all, master key, safeties all on, signal lights to headlights, brakes cut in, open the right hand doors. We are in TSW mode O, which is correct. Let's just make sure both of these are in dark contrast mode because I just prefer that. To do function in, set 240 kilonewtons for the dynamic brake instead of 150, so we slow down a bit quicker. Signal lights are already set. Let's just put the reading light on, but leave the direct brake on for now. Where's AFB in this thing? I cannot remember where Flixtrain put the AFB. Is it in system? Oh, also, by the way, you will notice this thing can run on Swedish 15 kilovolts, despite the fact there are no Swedish routes in the game. And I actually had to look this up, but there is, for a short time in 2024, a Flixtrain service between Gothenburg and Stockholm. Firm set speed. Release direct brake. Set the train brake to quick release. AFB will hold the brakes for us. We also have the Talbot coaches, which are, I believe, exclusive to this DLC, which do look quite nice. And I must say, the Flixtrain green is a very lovely change from the omnipresent DB red or white and red. So let's prepare to be off. Our only stop is at Köln Hauptbahnhof at 4:09 p.m. So yeah, we'll be operating under TSW mode O until Düren Hauptbahnhof, and then we'll be switching to Elsa B for most of the run up to Köln. So yeah, next stop Köln Hauptbahnhof in 64 kilometers. And let's do 80% on the old launch. I have been having audio and stuttering issues because of computer problems that would take too long to explain. I'll have them fixed by Saturday, but yeah, I don't have them fixed at the time this video is going. Probably won't have them fixed by the time this... I probably will have them fixed by the time this video goes up. So yeah. Basically, even in dry conditions, you have to launch this thing in at 80% power, otherwise you will wheel slip, because the Vectron is very, very powerful. It's set AFB to 100 kph, crossing the Aachen viaduct. We should see quite a few services today. I've got most of the layers enabled for this timetable, apart from the ones provided by the Rossignord and the red BR155 and the red BR363. Other than that, I have every single layer. So, if we're lucky, we'll even see a SNCF TGV duplex representing Thales services to and from Köln into Belgium, because Aachen is very, very close to the Belgian border. It's a pity we don't have any Belgian units in-game. That'd be pretty cool. Anyway, up to speed. So yeah, we will be getting up to the Vectron's top speed today of 200 kilometers an hour. It's actually really nice how you could set the AFB in this thing to your upcoming speed limit, and then just hit confirm set speed when you can. It's very nice to be able to do that. Right. We can also go up to 140 in a minute. It's nice to be able to take the Vectron on fast passenger services instead of freight with the Railpool or DB ones, which are cool but can get quite tedious because you're either limited to 100 or 120, whereas in this you can do 200 kilometers an hour. Also, if we were in September, there would actually be Thameslink Class 700 coaches on the tracks there. The reason for that is the timetable is representing the time when the 700s are being shipped out by Siemens from Germany to the UK, and they only appear if you set your time of year to September, I think. Let's actually put it to after 100 kph. You can set your power to full, and it doesn't wheel slip in dry conditions anymore. You do have to be more careful with your power in wet conditions. I was honestly not impressed when this route got a supposed remaster, because it felt more like a visual upgrade than a true refresh. Because, well, the route got new lighting, and the units got updated to the new lighting system. The units included, I mean, but the vegetation didn't get updated. The snow textures are completely broken to this day, and none of the units included with this route have any of the Train Sim World 6 features like dynamic suspension or announcements or anything like that, which is really annoying that Dovetail marketed it as a remaster and not just a visual upgrade. We are already motoring along at 140. Look at this. I do like the Talbot coaches on the back. Pretty nice to have them in the game too. I think, yeah, my only real problem with the Flixtrain Vectron is A, it was bundled separately to the Kinzigtaubahn route in the Train Sim World 5 core, which is very weird considering the amount of services this gets. And also, the Flixtrain Vectron itself only has like, what is it, like, I'm trying to remember, like, a total of 10 timetable services in total across 3 routes. Basically, 6 on Kinzigtaubahn, 2 on Köln-Aachen, and 2 on Kassel-Würzburg, and once on Castle-Würzburg are paywalled behind the Expert 101 on Castle-Würzburg DLC, which is very annoying that this unit gets so little playability, but that is realistic. Flixtrain does operate very few surfaces, a bit like Lumo in the UK. They tend to focus more on buses. Start slowing down to 100. This thing has very good dynamic brakes. It's very cool how the developers gave this thing the ability to operate in Swedish voltage, presumably as like future-proofing in case anyone ever made a Gothenburg to Stockholm route. There's a 185. If you press Control Space, both tones sound at the same time. It says high, low, and then double both tones with the foot pedal horn, which is Control Space. Down to 110 in a minute. There's the warning board, so I might as well start slowing down. We do have a red signal. Uh-oh. There's some VTG Iannos wagons. Those are from the Railpool Vectron DLC, I believe, which was originally an add-on for Maffarick Dresden, but also layers onto a bunch of other routes too. I believe the Railpool Vectron on this route also has some passenger services. Let's actually start slowing down for that red signal. Confirm set speed, please. Let the dynamic brake do all the heavy lifting. Oh, never mind. We're slowing down quite rapidly thanks to that dynamic brake. Do we actually have another train ahead of us? Oh no. We have an Aachen to Siegen RE9 service. That's a Talent 2. Those Talent 2s are only limited to 140 kilometers an hour. That's very annoying. But right now they're going the same speed as we are, because hopefully they'll get pulled to the side during Hauptbahnhof, so we can pass them on our way to Köln. I know it's Cologne in English, but I just prefer to call it Köln because that's the local pronunciation. Oh my goodness, what on earth are the shadows doing on this wall? Slow down to 80. Aye, sir. Oh boy. Full dynamic brakes, please. You slow down now, otherwise I'll get emergency braked. Dang it! Should have known that would happen. We didn't slow down quickly enough, and the PZB emergency brake kicked in. That is really, really annoying. Quiet. Right now we have to wait for the brakes to recharge. We basically stopped almost perfectly at the station here, which I can't remember the name of. Eschweiler Hauptbahnhof, yeah, we basically stopped perfectly here at Eschweiler. Ooh, MRCE 185 on its way toward Aachen with some ZACN's ZACNS tanker wagons on the back. Yeah. The reason Liam wanted me to record these bits was because, well, he doesn't have the Flixtrain Vectron or any of the routes, so as I do have a decent bit more experience with German trains than he does, he roped me in. Well, I volunteered, really. Yeah. Come on. Oh, that's the wrong button. We are up to 160 in a minute. Wow. Alright. Once we get to 100, I'll go up to maximum power. Let's see. If you want more powerful dynamic brakes, you have to go into the... On every single Vectron, you have to go into Funktionen and then set E-Bremskraft to 240 kilonewtons instead of the default 150. Not entirely sure why, but I've gotten into the habit of doing it, so... You set 160, yes you are. one thing annoying about the Vectron is there's no, as far as I know, there's no keybind to set the confirmed set speed on your keyboard. You have to look down and manually press that button, which can get a bit annoying. That's 200 kilonewtons of force. The Vectron, honestly, the Vectron is very well suited to handling freight trains in this game, but doing passenger services, the amount of power that it has is overkill. The amount of power it has is honestly overkill, considering you're only hauling a few passenger coaches. It is absurdly quick at full power. We just have to watch out for Mr. Talent 2 in front of us. Keep an eye on signals. I think we might be at 160 until the Elsa B zone begins with the Düren. So basically, it's Aachen, Düren, Köln. So there's basically two different sections of the route. Aachen to Düren is basically slower classic line running at slower speed in normal PZB mode. But Düren to Köln, you're operating in Elsa B territory if that's available, and yeah, it's basically, you can get up to 250 kilometers an hour if you're in the ICE 3M, which is included with the route. And what's pretty cool about the revamp and the visual upgrade, I'll call it, it's not a remaster, it's a visual upgrade at the end of the day. Let's actually start slowing down to 80 right now, as I can see that signal. Acknowledge that. But yeah, the revamp, the revamped timetable and the visual upgrade are available to people who've got this route for free, which is pretty nice. Yeah, I just don't like how close the foliage loads into the train. That's very unnatural. That's full 240 kilonewtons of dynamic brakes. We're slowed down in time for the signal, so we won't get emergency brake like we were at Eschweiler. That's pretty embarrassing. I have decent experience with PZB, but yeah, I slowed down just a little too slowly, and it immediately emergency braked me. Oh, back up to 160. And confirm that. Oh, I think I'll stick at about 100 because we do have a signal coming up, which means we'll have to slow down. Yeah, maybe I should just slow down again. I'm having to run slower due to these signals. Coming up on Landshut Hauptbahnhof. That's the actual name, by the way. I'm not making that up. Landshut is how it's spelled, I think. Oh, there's a BR642 in the platform there. On the bay platform. What is this? No, this is Langerwehr, not Landshut. I do apologize. Just stick at 80 for now. Till that signal, the farther signals go green. You have exactly half an hour to do 45 kilometers, which should be doable. That's if that Talent 2, yeah. Wait a minute, that Talent 2 is doing 160. Oh, yeah, I forgot the Talent 2s can actually do that speed. I thought it was 140 they were limited to, not 160. Alright, let's give her a tad of welly. In that case, up to speed, please. Swaddle is honestly a bit sensitive to keyboard input, but that might be a thing with older Vectrons, I don't know. I think we've fallen a decent amount behind the Talent 2, so now we can accelerate. Back toward 160. I must admit, like, the Flixtrain green, really nice color. And I also suppose it's Flixbus green. Keep forgetting that they have a bus arm too. They also operate, Flixbus also operates services here in the UK as well, which is pretty interesting. And I believe Flixbus Coach Sim is actually working on a UK expansion. But yeah, I don't think I'll get it simply because I'm mainly a Euro Truck player, and I'm looking forward to the Coaches DLC in Euro Truck Sim. Speaking of which, Euro Truck Simulator and American Truck Sim just hit 1 million total console wish lists by players, which just shows you the hype for the console release of those two games is pretty. People are pretty excited for that, which is nice. It's nice that we can go a decent amount faster than the buses. Being able to go past this long curve into Durin. So yeah, this guy should start slowing down. Yeah, he's going to stop at one of the side platforms in Durin while we catapult through the station and onto the 200km/h section of the line. So I will just preemptively set that to 200km/h in the AFB, which is our maximum line speed. How's performance? Basically 60 frames-ish. Actually need to slow down a little bit, because we do have a yellow signal coming up. Are we extra careful? There's also cab car. Oh, we're in LZB territory, so I no longer have to worry about PZB acknowledgement. Lovely. So yeah, we're now in LZB mode, which means that the train will handle the speed for us, and we don't have to acknowledge anything or control the speed ourselves. The train will control its own speed, and all we have to do is press CIFA from time to time, which is very nice indeed. It's massive. Very nice indeed. Here's the famous triangular bridge coming into Durin, which I do want to get a screenshot with, so bear with me. And bam! See if we can get a good screenshot with that. Oh yeah. Let's just do a bit of depth of field adjustment just to blur the background a tad. Ugh. Just enough to blur it just slightly, you know? And take a couple of screenshots of that. Wait a minute. Why do we have a red signal? Is that it? No. There's a BR423 departing the station, departing Durin, but that'll be on the S-bound Cone line. That won't affect us. So why do we have a... Are we going to be stuck behind this talent 2 for the entire run? I hope not. If he's been given priority, I'm going to be really annoyed, because he's going to be stopping at multiple places and he's limited to 160. Well, we're not stopping until Cone, and we can go up to 200, but we're being stopped. There's that RE9 surface on the right that we've been chasing. Let's just see if we can contact the signal on this one. Nope, we can't. Arrgh. Nope, wrong button. I want the route map. Are you... Yep. The RE9 surface has got priority. That's what comes of being a low-cost operator, I suppose. Deutsche Bahn gets... Well, I suppose they're the national... DB is the national operator, so they would get priority. But as you can see, I am doing precisely nothing, and the train is bringing us to a beautiful stop in front of the signal. That's actually really nice. And that's entirely with dynamic brakes. Pretty much. Now all we gotta do is wait for Mr. RE9 to finish. Can't remember where the RE9 stopped. They might stop. The RE9 might stop here at Horem. Yeah, he will. He will certainly stop at Horem. which means we might get to go past him there, but until then we're stuck. That's very, very annoying indeed. Oh well. Hey, here he comes now. That comes of being a low-cost operator, I suppose, even if the national operators' trains are slower and stop more often, they get priority. Ugh. I suppose this is where the bus has the advantage over the train. The bus can overtake the traffic. We can. Ugh. That's very, very annoying. So yeah, we now have to wait for him to go through the next signal block, and then we'll be clear to go. And then the train will accelerate for us. Actually, let's lower the power a bit just so we don't wheel slip. Under 100 kilometers an hour, you should set the power to 80% for acceleration, not 100, to avoid wheel slip, as stated previously. Yeah. Also, the remaster of Aachen was not done by Dovetail Games. Is actually the timetable was done by a third party whose name which I cannot remember for the life of me. I think might be Dovetail Games. I don't know, but the visual upgrade was done by Fulda's World, who's also working on the Rhein-Neasbahn Duisburg to München Gladbach add-on, which I'm probably not going to get because it doesn't have any new rolling stock. We are clear up to 150 kilometers an hour. For now, at any rate. And you can see the LZB speed marker is gradually decreasing because we'll basically be accelerating, decelerating, accelerating, decelerating, we'll basically be bouncing off the Talent 2 as we try to maintain 200 kilometers an hour, but yeah, I doubt we'll be able to overtake the Talent 2 until at least Horem, and we might be stuck behind him all the way to Köln Hauptbahnhof, which is very annoying indeed. But at least we are now on the fast section of the line up to 200 kilometers an hour if we can manage it, which is our top speed, which is very cool. And that's 100% power. I must say, this route does look good in the summer, but whatever you do, don't drive this route in the winter. The snow textures on this line are completely busted, genuinely. Okay, we are clear up to 200 kilometers an hour. We have green signals. So yeah, we basically have two high-speed lines, which the ICE, Regional Express, and freight trains share, which are the two on the left here. And then the one on the right is the single track used by the Köln S-Bahn and their BR423 units, which stop at every station, which obviously we won't be. That's 170. Yeah, and we're being forced to slow down again. Yeah. We just can't maintain 200 kilometers an hour without running up against the back of the Talent 2. Very annoying. Yep, there we go. We have 19 minutes to 31 kilometers. Hopefully we can make it, but... There's an S-Bahn Köln BR423. Unfortunately, the BR423 is a separately sold add-on. It was part of the new Journeys pack for Train Sim World 2, but it did get an upgrade as part of this remaster, and it's like $2 or like £1.50 at full price. So if you have this route, I recommend you pick it up because it adds like 400 services to the route. It's a bit crazy how many services it adds. There's an ICE 3M on its way to Brussels. I believe nowadays all the ICE 3Ms are actually retired and they've been replaced on this service by ICE 3 Neos, basically doing the Frankfurt to Brussels run and back. Still making good time. We're averaging around 160 kilometers an hour, but we can't maintain 200, it seems. Got up to 185. We were so close, but now we have to slow down. So yeah, how close are we to Horn? We're about halfway. So we'll see if we get to go past the RE9. If we can't, well, just is what it is, unfortunately. Basically, we operate at the discretion of the Deutsche Bahn, and understandably, they want to give priority to their own services, so we're stuck behind slower trains. But I suppose that's the reality of being a low-cost service. You can't get the good timetable slot. You can't buy the good timetable slots. We are absolutely motoring along. 187 kilometers an hour. I will be doing two other runs for Liam, one from Frankfurt Main Süd up to Fulda on the Kinzigtaubahn, and the other one from Fulda up to Kassel-Wilhelmshohe on the Kassel-Würzburg line, which are the two other services that you can do in the Flixtrain Vectron. But I believe there is a accidental substitution where the Flixtrain Vectron can actually haul freight on the Taranto-Ramp-Dresden-Chemnitz route for whatever reason. Obviously, it doesn't do it that in real life. The Flixtrain Vectrons don't haul cargo. We're catching up to a S-Bahn Köln BR423 here, on its way to, I think it might be Siegen? Can't remember. Because there's S19, because we're not at Horum yet, it's running an S19 service, so where are you going? Head of Sieg. Yes, that's the one. And then after Horum, we start seeing S12 services as well. I can't remember where they go. Okay, so let's have a look. Coming up on Horum, Talent 2. You are being routed to the side. Gotcha. So I think we might have priority from here. We will see. Overtaking the 423. Very nice. Those 423s are capable of 140 kilometers an hour. They are not slouches. We have been granted priority to go past the RE9, finally. So we can get up to 200 kilometers an hour without the Talent 2 getting in the way anymore. Yes, that's very nice. Also, you'll notice with the Aachen, the scenery is not particularly good. That's because the scenery received precisely 0 updates with this remaster. Great job, Fulda, as well. And all the vegetation is the same, and it looks noticeably outdated, and it loads in way too close to the track as well. Coming up on Horum. There's an S12 423 waiting in the sidings there, on the head shunt I mean. There's the RE9 Talent 2 there, and we are absolutely zooming past him. And now we don't have any more blockages. In the 17 kilometers to Köln Hauptbahnhof, we can get up to 200 kilometers an hour, which is a very much faster than whatever bus Liam has managed to cajole up to, whatever it is, like 80 or 100 kilometers an hour at this point. Oh yeah. That feels nice, getting up to maximum line speed. Well, not line speed, top speed. Yeah, 14 minutes to do 60 kilometers. We'll be able to do that in record time. Oh yeah. This is nice. We won't have Elsa be all the way into Köln Hauptbahnhof. We'll have Elsa be as far as around just after Köln Efrenfeld. But yeah, that's more than enough to maintain 200 kph for a decent amount of time. Just a bit sad we don't get more playability with the Flixtrain Vectron. Like, I think there are probably a lot more routes where this thing is suitable to run on than just the 3 that we get. But yeah, unfortunately, it is what it is. As the 423, can't remember what the name of that station, but it's a cool one. There's another Talent 2 on the RE9 service. If we don't have any more trains getting in the way, we should reach Köln Hauptbahnhof in record time. Also, before I forget, I should probably thank Liam for letting me join him on this very cool journey of his. Thank you very much, Liam, for allowing me to come along and for finally convincing me to get the Flixtrain Vectron. I'd been dithering on getting this thing for years. It was the last part of Trains to World 5 Deluxe Edition, which I didn't have, because I got Trains to World 5 Standard Edition for free as part of a giveaway. And then I purchased the Avanti West Coast Pendolino myself. But yeah, I hadn't gotten the Flixtrain Vectron yet. No, we're coming up on the 160 limit, so our headlong rush at 200 kilometers an hour will soon be coming to an end. We have a 70 limit coming up. I think that station indicated on the track monitor is Köln Efrenfeld. So we will probably have to disengage AFB temporarily to come out of the LZB zone. And yeah. So yeah, that yard on the left there is where the playable freight services originate on this line. Well, at the Köln end anyway. There's the tower in the center of Köln. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a tall tower. Can't remember. I think it might be like a radio tower or something, I don't know. We should start seeing a lot more services now that we're coming into Köln. A lot of junctions. It's Köln Efrenfeld. Not stopping, of course, zooming straight through. Let's just put the AFB to 70 just in case. Won't affect LZB, of course, but just in case LZB zone ends soon. I can't remember exactly where it ends. Yep, there it is. So, AFB off, and get some dynamic brakes going down to 70 kilometers an hour. There we go, disengage dynamic brakes. One thing I'm glad about with the remaster is that the lighting under this bridge here made the trains look like they were in a tunnel when they absolutely were not. So, yeah, that was fixed with the remaster, which is nice. And also, Airbus planes... No, they weren't. Never mind. Airbus planes were not added. That's the old generic model. Never mind. Come on, LZB. I want to put AFB back in as a 425 from Hauptstrecke Rhein-Ruhr. 60 warning board. Just waiting for the LZB zone to end so I can re-engage AFB. Because I'm having to put it in manual speed control until we're out of the LZB zone, because otherwise, yeah, it doesn't like it. There's a lot of stock in Köln Depot, I gotta say. Surprised the game's running this well. So, yeah. Come on. 1.4 kilometers to go. I think we should be... Oh yeah, we're going to be there in record time. We have 7 minutes to do just over a kilometer. That's really, really good, actually. There we go. AFB can be kicked back in, and we have to acknowledge that. Put the power back on. Just make sure we do have to slow down to 40 in a minute, so I'll set that on to set speed. There's another ICE 3M departing there. The rail C does get a lot more hectic around Köln Hauptbahnhof. There's a lot of stuff happening, which... Yeah, this route is a lot busier than with the two older timetables that came with the route. Oh my word. Okay. Get down, speed down, speed down, speed down now. We are in a 500 hertz magnet zone. We have to slow down now, otherwise we'll get emergency braked. We have to slow down to below 20 kilometers an hour, otherwise we'll get emergency braked. Not entirely sure why a 500 hertz is kicked in. It's kicked in way too early from what I remember, but hey ho. We do have 6 minutes to do 600 meters. We'll be fine. I think we'll be being routed into platform 2. Take that SIFA. We do have... The 500 hertz magnet has stopped restricting us, but I'm just going to hold at the speed anyway, since it's not too long until a second 500 hertz is going to kick in. We've been routed on this side of the station for a bit. There's Köln Cathedral on the right hand side there. There's an ICE 1 in the platform. This is a really busy station with all the layers enabled. This is a great timetable, I gotta say. Like, this route is, like... I used to really enjoy playing this route even when the remaster hadn't come out yet, just simply because the timetable was excellent. Let's leave it at 20. There goes the ICE 1. Got 425 on the right hand side there. As 500 hertz magnet has kicked back in and 100 meters to go, so let's just get a bit of dynamic brake on the go. Just keep the AFB at 20 just to maintain speed. Use a little bit of dynamic brake just to slow us down. Train brake. Ooh, perfect stop. That's what I'm talking about. Open the doors. And we can take the brakes off because the AFB will hold the speed. Welcome to Köln Hauptbahnhof. My first leg of the trip up to Copenhagen is now complete. No points lost for speeding while we were using AFB. We got to 200 kilometers an hour for just a short section, but yeah. That'll be all for this section of the trip. I've been Maffarick. Please subscribe to my channel and to Liam's channel, and I'll see you for the next leg. Goodbye.
Hello everybody and welcome to another Fernbus video. I suppose another leg of this Fernbus journey. We're going from Cologne, where Maffarick has very nicely left us off. He went from Aachen to Cologne in the Flixtrain Vectron, and we are going to Frankfurt. If you have missed any of the previous legs, even though this is being edited all into one long combined video, please go back and watch them. And yeah, thank you very much to Maffarick for coming on and doing the Flixtrain segments. Yeah, make sure you like and subscribe to his channel. His links will be in the description below. Now, let's get going. We're in the Neoplan Skyliner today in the old Flixbus blue livery. I was going to put the wheel cam on today, but yeah, that's a lot of effort. And I'm sorry, I have to charge two phones so I can have one phone for chat. Oh, he's left a gap, so I can just take that gap before he close it up. Oh my god. There we go. Plastic bags out in the road, people. It's no good. Yeah, the graphics of this game are a lot nicer than what I remember it being. Right, can we actually get through this light, please? Yeah, it was a bit of a risky gap, but we'll take it. Sapphire's just pinged 4 minutes after starting the stream. That's nuts. 11 degrees in this Neoplan Skyliner. Yeah, I really like the motorway aspects of this game. But the city aspect's a bit... Well, I think it's better, to be fair, but it's not great. Yeah, there was a patch the other week. And yeah, I mean, it's just a lot more optimised now and a lot better. And it's nice to know that Aerosoft can get there when they're trying hard enough, and TML on the old console. Gives me hope that the bus can get a little bit better optimisation. He's parked right over a bus stop. It's nice to know that the same behaviour that happens in England also happens in Germany. 2 viewers in the chat, thank you very much for watching. Yeah, if you are enjoying, please do drop a follow. On 71 followers now, that's mental. enjoying this sort of journey. I believe it's like 2.5 thousand kilometers. So yeah, it's sure a fair old way. But yeah, I've got to like editing the video at this stage. I just need to film some more of my legs. I was watching some of Maffarick's legs, and I didn't know you could get the Flixtrain Vectron up to 200 kilometers an hour. Like bloody hell. That's some fast pace. Right, let's just take it cautiously because we don't know what's over this hill. Yeah, that's fine. I don't want to jinx anything, but the drive looks to be going much better this time compared to last. Looks like we're going straight for a fairway now. Oh, come on, let's stop. No sooner did I put the parking brake on, the sooner the game wanted it off. It's nice seeing some of these like golf. I want a golf. I want something. That's my first goal. I don't really know. I mean, Christ, I've not even thought about getting a license yet, so maybe we go there first. And if you've watched some of these videos, you can probably imagine how terrorizing and terrifying for me being on the roads would be. Off we go. Oh, let's not hit this mountain arrow or Range Rover. I'm gonna go. I want to actually get through these lights, so I'm gonna come out. Game is quite relaxing to drive on. Why is it roll? But yeah, have you guys got Fernbus? So let me know what DLCs you have. Let me know if you enjoy playing the game. Yeah, I'm really enjoying driving the Neoplan Skyliner. I think it's one of the nicest ones to drive. Certainly the nicest one in the base game. Oh my god. That was nearly a massive accident. Right, here we come into whole bus station. So straight, you can turn right in the left lane, that's nuts. Mate, what are you thinking going alongside a coach on a roundabout that small? Are you having a giggle? Have I gone wrong way? What have I done? I think I've gone wrong way. I was meant to go right there, wasn't I? We're going to be late. Shit's it now. Right, what's going on? Right, ignore the next bit you're going to see of this video. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. There we go. Right, to the left, to the left. There we go. 16 kilometres, don't know what you're on about, mate. Since you're just a left turn up here. You not go left on this roundabout? Doesn't seem to be. So why are you giving way to people? You are already on the roundabout. And this is what I mean about this game. There's a lot of sausage behaviour. Right, I'm going to stop here so I can go. Why is the van not moving? Brilliant. Even the police just pull out. Come on, man. Fucking finally. Right, I'm coming out, I don't even care. Some of you try and come around. Right. I'm just going to change, I'm going to put the AI down to 0 because it's too stupid. Right, get rid of them all, please. Right, it should stop them from spawning. Right, red car. We going. When you step on the brakes, it stops it from steering. Nice. You could have really stayed back there so I could have made it through there. No, I'm not going to make it through. There we go. So we're late, basically. Probably way above the speed limit for these sort of areas, but why do I care? Alright, I don't. There we go. Open, unlock. open. Frankfurt, Frankfurt, Frankfurt. That's a busy one. Frankfurt, 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 Frankfurt. Oh, that person's ticket is not valid. Is that everyone? Just this one guy that wants a ticket. Frankfurt. Thank you very much, my good sir. No, I don't want that as a thumbnail because it's not green. I mean, don't get me wrong, I picked it knowing it wasn't green, but... Closed door 1, closed door 2. Oh, I should have unlocked those to make it speak.
Hallo und herzlich
To make them open. Start right.
willkommen bei Flixbus. Wir freuen uns, dass ihr an Bord seid und wir gemeinsam unser heutiges Reiseziel
Right, so
ansteuern.
we're 18 minutes
Bevor wir
in,
richtig in
possibly.
Fahrt kommen, hier ein paar Hinweise. Auch
We are
bei
now
uns im
just
Bus
leaving.
gilt die gesetzliche
don't know why that
Anschnallpflicht. Bitte schnallt euch deshalb während der gesamten Fahrt an. In den Sitztaschen vor euch findet ihr unsere Bord.
It doesn't seem too difficult to get out of here, so what we'll do is...
Karte mit weiteren Sicherheitshinweisen und Infos zu unserem Snack- und Getränkeangebot.
Right, stay green,
Eine
stay
Toilette
green, stay
befindet
green,
sich
stay
im
green.
hinteren Einstiegsbereich.
Nice.
Wer kostenlos surfen will, wählt sich einfach in unser WLAN-Netz ein. Unser Reisetipp fürs Internet,
269
schaut doch mal
kilometers.
auf unserer Facebook-Page
I might
vorbei.
have added
Unser
the
Team
comments
freut
wrong,
sich
because I've
riesig
done it
über eure
as
Likes und
Google
Nachrichten.
reckoned, but obviously that's
Sollte
not
euer
as the
Akku
game
zu Neige
reckons.
gehen, kein Problem. Viele unserer Sitze sind mit Steckdosen ausgestattet und entsprechend gekennzeichnet. So könnt ihr euer Smartphone die gesamte Fahrt über nutzen. Wenn ihr eure nächste Fahrt auch gleich mobil buchen wollt, holt euch einfach unsere App und profitiert von exklusiven Online-Angeboten. Auf flixbus.de stehen täglich brandaktuell alle Infos und Städteverbindungen für euch bereit. Natürlich wollen wir unseren Service ständig weiter verbessern. Für Feedback zu eurer Fahrt nutzt bitte den Fragebogen, den wir euch per E-Mail zuschicken.
Stop,
Wir
get off
danken
that.
für eure Aufmerksamkeit und wünschen eine entspannte Fahrt
No,
und
stop,
viel
get
Spaß
off
an
that.
Bord bei Flixbus. Hello and welcome to
It
Flixbus.
stops you from
We're glad to
steering when
have
it
you on
does that.
board and that we can
All I
get you
wanted to
to
do
your
was-
favorite destination today. Before we set off, we would like to share some
So I can see
information
the
about the
mirrors.
journey. The wearing of seatbelts is compulsory on board the bus. Therefore,
Right,
please
sorry
keep your
about that,
seatbelts
guys.
fastened throughout the
Right,
entire
that's
journey.
Not the
In the
greatest
seat
driving to
pocket in
watch,
front
but
of you, you will find our information
Still
card
don't get why
containing
game does
further
that.
safety instructions and details of
Me.
our snacks and beverages. There's a restroom located in the rear boarding area. If you would like to browse the internet free of charge, simply log on to our onboard Wi-Fi network. If your battery runs out, no problem. Many of our seats are equipped with power outlets which are marked accordingly. If you would like to book your next journey while you're on the road, simply download our app onto your smartphone so you can take advantage of our many exclusive online discounts. For more information, simply visit flixbus.com or get in touch with us on Facebook. Of course, we're always striving to improve our service. Please use the questionnaire we send you by email to give us feedback about your journey. You can also use it to share your suggestions, ideas, and requests. We are always ready to assist. And now, we can finally set off. Thank you for listening. We hope you have a relaxing journey and enjoy traveling with Flixbus.
Nice, it's just started raining. That's what we all wanted. Get that off, and we're in this menu. Allow. Brother, don't stop there. We shouldn't have even stopped, you had nothing to stop for. Right, I think we're now going to get onto the motorway. Which is the bit we can take over on and commentate. Yeah, I'm enjoying the bus recently a lot. It's nice to see that there's again DLC coming out. Back off slightly. Make it clear and obvious that I'm coming in. Oh, it's a nice green light. So you can actually feel the weight go around the corner on this game. God's sake! Yeah, there's definitely something wrong with the brakes on this. Oh, why have I turned my phone off? Need that for chat. Supposed to do that, but I'm going to do that. Raining. So I just assumed that it was because we're under a bridge, but we're out of it now. Off we go. Nice. Around this corner. I just assumed it would be straight. No, it is still raining. So I don't know why it has done that. I just assumed we'd be straight onto the motorway by now. Alright, we're literally not that far away. But we're 25 minutes in. Remind me never to come to Cole and Fernbus again. Right, 100, there we go. Finally onto the motorway. Yeah, this is where the drive will start to get fun and interesting and enjoyable. So we're coming off here. I feel like we'd have crushed on the top deck off there. Yeah, we got a clear enough view out. I'm sure they wouldn't have enjoyed me slamming on the brakes then that much. Can I open the window just a bit? I just want to see. No, that's sunshade. We got window controls. Oh, why have we not got window controls? It's not there, is there? I just want to open the window and get a clear view. Why are we stopping? Why are we stopping? What? Dude. Now that truck's overtaken me again. Yep, good, brilliant. Super happy. Another Flixbus. Just to go back out into that lane anyway. What was the point? I know it's mirror signal manoeuvre, but hey, we can make our own rules up on the fly if we want to. Yeah, this is the bit I love about this game, just getting on the open road and driving. I don't know why the textures on the steering wheel are blurred. Maybe it's not just Train Sim 6 after all. Fernbus, fellow Flixbus rather. I don't know who the 8 limit's for. A little bit. Apparently there's a junction up here for Luxembourg. We don't want to go there, we've just been there. No, I say just been there, a couple of legs ago. Yeah, when we get to Frankfurt, Maffarick will then take us to Fulda, and then from Fulda you will continue to Kassel. Then continue the rest of the journey up to Copenhagen. Oh, hang on, there's a couple of cars there, can't quite come out. Oh, there's a sharp turn anyway. This is what I mean. Why? Why? Was there any need to slam on? I don't think there was somehow. I don't think I was following that close. Just didn't have the same reaction times he did. The AI do stupid shit on this game, and you've been caught speeding. I'm doing 90 and 100. Please tell me how I'm in speed. Oh, that truck's just flown out from the sky. That TML van just went into the slow lane to come back out straight away. This is what really winds me up about Fernbus. This is what stops Fernbus coming anywhere near Euro truck. Don't get me wrong, should I have left more of the space? Probably. I wasn't following too close. Probably closer than I should have been. But there was literally nothing I could do there. Right, 4-second rule, right? Let's time ourselves to the vehicle for a while. The vehicle in front's quite far away actually. Let me just get my drink. that's what I mean. Like, you don't have to follow too close. I was miles away from it. You just got to react flipping Formula 1 driver, and I haven't played the Formula 1 game in about 2 years. I haven't played it properly in about 3 years. No, that's a lie. Yeah, probably about 2 years. Oh, the roadworks a little bit nicer. Not much wider though. Alright, I would slot in there, but I don't think we have the space. Indeed, we don't. I'd need that coach to drop back, in which they are not doing. Because I would probably fit, or I would just smoke them out. You'd have to slam on if something happened. But I found straight back out like this. What are these muppets doing? That coach in the front is braking. Okay, he has to, because that's fine. See how close the AI follow each other? That's nuts. I like the sound of the vehicles passing, that's very authentic. Still can't go in there. I could probably go in here, but do you know what I mean? Like, right, soon the roadwork's going to come to an end. Hello, Mr. Coach Driver. Oh, rival company. Should we wave at a rival company? I suppose they're not a real company, so what's the harm? We're up to 100. That van is leaving me in the dust. So there we go. Right, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're probably about right. Tried coming over, but he wasn't having it. Mr. TML, let's come out. Okay, I can't come out after him. Can after red car. Why is there rain coming through? Alright, let's hold back for in case of some sausage behaviour. Character's head in this game is very far down, right? Hopefully it's nice and far to clear around these cars. Right, Frankfurt straight on, down to less than 100 kilometers already. I'm not overtaking anything, so let's come back in. Oh, no. Yeah, this will be the first leg I'm recording this stream. Frankfurt and the airport. Oh no, this is just Frankfurt Airport. Not Frankfurt Union, so I'm alright to be in this lane. Do I wanna... No, I'm gonna keep going in this lane. We are gonna wanna switch quite soon. I hope this truck pulls in. Right, so let's get in front of this truck, or behind it, depending on safety. to get ahead of it. Yeah, and then we'll pull in. I mean, that's almost perfect. Yeah, that'll be a good one to get. Come over slowly. It's nice when you come over slowly on them, rather than just instantly, where they have to slam on, which isn't very good for them. No, it doesn't want me to come off here. So we'll continue for 58 kilometres. I think 30 kilometres alone is just in Frankfurt. So it shouldn't be too far till we have to come off. Yeah, this is nice, just cruising at 100 or 62, depending on which unit you use. Fit a set of slick tyres, that would be a bang to the windscreen. There we go. 80 still. I think here's where we come off for Frankfurt. This is what we want. Nice. There's a truck there that's pulled out a little bit far. Oi, there's a curb there that comes out a little bit far. 20 kilometres. It's a little bit less when you come this way. So I think this is the way I'd normally come out of Frankfurt. But, whoa, no, that's not safe to stop. It literally wasn't safe to stop, so I had to run that. Yeah, this is the way I normally come out of Frankfurt, which is much, much shorter. It was to 100 briefly, but I know it's coming down to 50 down here. Come on, slow down. Yes, there we go. This is what I mean about the brakes. That coach would stop there every single time. But no. Because I was nowhere near him. Alright, now we're going again. bit dicey. A little bit naughty, that. Oh, why would you, what are you doing? Oh yeah, and of course the taxi behind's got no room to reverse. Absolute melt. There we go. The Wi-Fi is malfunctioning. Yeah, probably because every other part of the bus is as well. Not gonna say anything. Not even gonna say anything. But we're on a green light. Despawned. Anyway, stop moving. Fucking. Can't wait for this thing to be over. And all of those lot have blocked the junction. For what reason? Junction shall remain 100% blocked. I'll try and roll forward. See if I can get anything to move. Can't really roll much further forward than that. Oh, you're taking the mick now. I think so. Need this taxi to go. Right, it's all green. At least put yourself forward and show them your presence. Not like that, show them your presence. As in show them that you're there, not show them what Santa left you under the tree or something. Thank God for that. Pretty sure that wasn't my green light, but if I wasn't taking that, we weren't getting anywhere. Oh my God, I'm speeding. Right, it's my right of way, I'm not giving way to you. This fucking game. Oh dear. Yeah, the AI needs some work done. I think in future when it comes to going into cities, I'm going to put it down to 50. Yeah, I'm going to do it now. I'm going to put it down to 50% AI. And let's not have that. Why? That is awful. Oh, yeah, nice. There we go. We are coming round to Frankfurt, which is the last stop of this leg. and I'm going to hand over to Maffarick, which is weird, because it's like, not weird, sorry, that sounds rude, but interesting, because it's right outside the train station. But yeah, I'm going to hand over to Maffarick. I shall see you all in the... two-leg. Maffarick has the next two, so I'll see you guys after that. Yeah, enjoy that. Yeah. I'll see you guys in 2 legs time.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another Train Sim World 6 video. Today we are doing the second leg that I am doing as part of Leon Does Simulation and my run from Lyon, France to Copenhagen, Denmark, using Flixbus, Coach Simulator and Train Sim World 6. Today we are on the Kinzigtalbahn, Frankfurt to Fulda route, which is the route that the Flixtrain Vectron in Train Sim World was originally designed to layer on. And I've just got to warn you, the Kinzigtalbahn is one of the least well-optimized routes in the entire game and runs awfully, and Dovetail Games has never bothered fixing it. Just, if you haven't seen it yet, go see Liam and I. Liam and I both did individual rants on the state of Train Sim World, and yeah, just go watch both of them. But yeah, today we are at Frankfurt Main Süd, and we are heading up to Fulda. So before we unlock the doors, signal lights, L's at B, P's at B, CIFA. Sit back in the driver's seat, master key, brakes cut in, and then unlock the doors on the right hand side. Keep the brakes, actually let's put the direct brake on temporarily. There we go. Take the train brake off. Then go to change the contrast, go function, and turn the dynamic brakes up to 240 kilonewtons. So we do have a bit more attractive effort. The Abula screen doesn't work, GSMR doesn't work, of course. This isn't an expert level add-on. And then I want to turn on the AFB. Is there an AFB? Yeah, I'm just using the keybind to turn on the AFB, but I have no idea where the actual button to turn it on is. So if you could let me know in the comments. Yeah, so we're doing, I believe it's non-stop to Fulda? Yes, it is. This is FLX 1240 Stuttgart Hauptbahnhof to Berlin Hauptbahnhof. Turn off the direct brake because... oh, just keep it in hold for now. Yeah. The AFB sets the direct brake to apply when you're stationary, unless you are unless you override that manually like I just did. Okay. Elsa B is working. How's my frame rate? 32 frames per second, and that's not even at Frankfurt Main Hauptbahnhof. Literally, I've seen like 15 frames per second at off-peak times at Frankfurt Main Hauptbahnhof. This route is awfully optimized, I gotta say. Like, genuinely, this route is terribly optimized. Come on, shut the door. Alright. Put you to 80% power because the Vectron's so powerful it will wheel slip, even in dry conditions. Next stop, Fulda, platform 8 and 87 kilometers. Release the PZB. Just take a look at that signal there. I'm practicing pointing at the signals like a Japanese train driver would, because you might have seen Running Train, which is a new Japanese train simulator coming out on Steam on the 25th of May 2026. And that's what Japanese train drivers do in real life. They point at each signal just to confirm that they've seen it properly. And they also point at signs as well. If you haven't seen it, it's quite interesting. Yeah. Put you up to 140. I do like how you can preset the AFB before a speed limit change. It's actually quite helpful. Also, another reason why Kinzigtalbahn might not be performing well is because I haven't driven on this route in yonks, because I just don't like driving on it because of the terrible performance of this route. But, yeah. As in terms of scenery and rolling stock, it's not that bad, but the included iced tea that comes with this route, DBBR 411 iced tea that's included with the route, it's awful in terms of sounds. It's good in terms of modeling, but the sounds are terrible, especially the horn on the iced tea. And then Dovetail had the goal to recycle it again for the Leipzig-Dresden route, which, mind you, is not that bad. But, yeah. I only really play, what is it? Let's be to 110. Keep the power on. And we are paralleling one of the Frankfurt S-Bahn lines. I can't remember the exact one. Just like that, we're already at 150. This Flixtrain Vectron is... I said this in the Aachen to Köln run that I did in this thing. But it's also part of the Lyon-Copenhagen one that Liam and I are doing. And basically, this locomotive is way too powerful for what it does in game. But the Flix, like, this is a locomotive that can easily pull half-mile long freight trains. And the fact that it's relegated to pulling just passenger trains with not too many coaches is pretty insane. Like, it's way too powerful for what it does. But there are freight runs that you can do in the Flixtrain with Vectron, but only on Taranto Ramp, Dresden Chemnitz. There goes an Airbus A350, I believe. I believe this is the first route where we had actual licensed Airbus aircraft, but please do correct me on that. Appearing in the sky, I mean. A lot of modern German routes have modern Airbus aircraft appearing, and also Manchester Airport Commuter, I remember, has them, and what is it? And Mittelwaldbahn gets retro A300 aircraft at Innsbruck Airport. Because, well, it's the late 80s. Oh, that's the 150 limit. Confirm that. I haven't found a keybind to manually confirm the set speed. I just have to look at it and press it. And considering I do everything mostly by keyboard and mouse, it's very annoying. I used to use a controller back in the Train Sim World 3 days, but yeah, I was having to use a keyboard and a mouse and a controller because the controller doesn't have keybinds for everything. And that was just annoying me, so I just switched fully to keyboard and I have not gone back. And yeah, I haven't got any like train simulation hardware. I would love to, but that requires running an API and that just tanks the heck out of the game's performance on my pretty bad machine. Oh, my train's lighting was just behaving like it was in a tunnel. Lovely. So yeah, we're actually, quite rarely for a passenger service, not stopping at Hanau Hauptbahnhof and just continuing straight through to Fulda. And I'll also be doing the run after this from Fulda to Kassel-Wilhelmshöhe on Kassel-Würzburg. Also, I should specify what timetable I'm in. Oh, is that another Vectron? I think that is another Vectron. It is, it's the DB one. That's probably my personal favorite of the Vectrons in the game because it also has the capability to use ATB on Zwolle and Nürnberg, which is quite nice for the 2 runs that it has on that route. Anyway, wait a minute. Whoa. Yes! Hello, beautiful. That is the Expert BR145. I was thinking, that looks like a 185, but it also looks slightly different. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the Expert BR145, my favorite German freight train in the game. TSG did an absolutely magnificent job. Yeah, as to the timetable, we're running the Expert 101 timetable today because, well, yeah, all the services are exactly the same, but the services run by the original 101 are now, in this timetable, are now run by the Expert 101, also by Trains of Germany, and the Intercity Sturwagen cab car with the, I don't drive the Sturwagen too much because it's just annoying to use the tap changer and no AFB, but yeah, it definitely presents a very interesting challenge. It's probably the second hardest train to drive in this game, with definitely the hardest being what is the hardest? I'd probably say it's the 3 crocodiles that we have in the game. The Österreichische Bundesbahn in Class 1020 from Mittelwaldbahn, the BR194 from Linker Rheinstrecke, and the what's the last one? E94088, which I believe layers onto the Pfälzische Ludwigsbahn. But yeah, like any of the crocodile-style locomotives in this game are incredibly difficult to drive, especially on Mittelwaldbahn due to the incredible steep gradients. But I can still highly recommend Mittelwaldbahn. It's probably the most scenic route in this game, apart from Liberec-Staropaka, which is the Czech route, and which I believe outdoes Mittelwaldbahn in terms of the scenery. So much so that the performance on Liberec-Staropaka is not the best. Even people with good hardware are struggling on Liberec-Staropaka. Like, if you go into your engine, if you're on a PC with like maximum specifications that you can get as a civilian, say like an RTX 5090 graphics card, 64 gigabytes of RAM, Ryzen 7 9800X 3D, you will like, and you use your engine.ini to crank the view distance up to the maximum that the Unreal Engine will allow, you'll be running at 15 frames a second. That's how many trees are loaded in. It's a bit crazy how many assets are on Staropaka. That's also another route that I can highly recommend. Vector Simulations did a bang-up job on that line, and we all being able to preset speeds is so nice. Genuinely, you can, if you know in advance what speed limits are coming, you can just preset it and then just hit confirm set speed, and the train brings it down. Brings the train down to speed by itself. But yeah, if you can tell, I'm waffling a bit. Because the train's doing most of the stuff for us. All we have to do is press CFA and acknowledge PZB from time to time. But yeah, how's the performance now? 42, 41 FPS. Intercity Sturwagen, very nice. My favorite cab car in the game. It's a blast to drive, but also very difficult to drive, which is why I don't do it too often. Yeah, TSG do have not one but 3 new add-ons coming up. Neckartalbahn which is going to be set in 1974 with a BR23 steam locomotive. Neuenberg Ingolstadt, which is going to be set in the modern day, and the DBBR 420, which is going to have something like 6 different variants. They've been developing it since 2021. And it's going to layer onto Frankfurt S-Bahn, Munich Augsburg, Stuttgart Heilbronn, Linker Rheinstrecke, and Niddertalbahn. Yeah, it's a bit crazy how many different variants we're going to get with that pack. That's if they ever release it, because it's been 5 years of development, and it's still in the 6 months plus part of the roadmap, which is pretty crazy. Coming up on Hanau Hauptbahnhof. But yeah, unfortunately, despite how good Neckartalbahn and the other TSG add-ons look, I'm not going to be getting any of them, because I am not going to give Dovetail Games any more of my hard-earned money. The only 2 TSW add-ons that I'm going to be getting in the near future, that are releasing in the near future, that we know about anyway, are the Tadami line by Union Workshop for obvious reasons, and because, well, yeah, I love Japanese trains, and Thames Valley branches because I have a deep personal connection to the Marlow branch specifically. Yeah, other than that, I'm just not getting anything more in Train Sim World. But yeah, before I committed to that, I had just gotten the Class 805 by All Aboard Studio, so yeah, I'm going to probably do a couple of videos on that. Ooh. A couple of doors on that shed were open. That's cool. So that presumably means you could if you're doing like a rail tour service in free roam, you could like uncouple the locomotive from the wagons in the sidings and then put the locomotive in that shed. Ooh, 200 km/h limit coming up, that is our top speed. And LZB just kicked in, so AFB to maximum and confirm that. So now the train is confirming all the speed itself, doing all the speeds itself. All I have to do is press CIFA from time to time. I think LZB is just like in this section, and then after that we're into normal Pisa, back into normal Pisa B, unfortunately. Yeah, this route does stutter a lot more than, like, yeah, like other routes can get lower FPS than this, like Liberec, Starapaka, but if they're well optimized and don't stutter that well, then I can handle it. It's just these constant game micro stutters just throw me out of, just like take me out of the immersion. And it's just because the game's not optimized well. And Dovetail just wants to suck more and more money out of our wallets. Alright, we're coming up on that 200 limit. Gauge up to 200 kilometers an hour, 69 kilometers left to Fulda. Nice. Sorry, I couldn't resist pointing out the funny number. Come on. With the sheer power of this Vectron, we should get up to 200 kilometers an hour relatively quickly. Now that we're getting out of areas with a lot of assets, I can tell the performance is improving. Yeah, 46, 47 frames a second when we're not stuttering. 160. You do need a fast locomotive to be able to take full advantage of this section of the line because, yeah, this LZB section is not too long at all, unfortunately. The one thing about coming into Fulda, which will be nice, is around here, LZB will kick in again. So the train will speed control itself into Fulda, and I believe we won't have to worry too much about stopping. There's an ice 1. That's 193 kph. It's astounding how a freight locomotive is capable of these speeds. I mean, a locomotive originally built for freight operations. But yeah, that is 200. We have now officially reached our top speed. Yeah, this route does have a lot of stuttering, which is a bit sad because other than the dreadful optimization, even compared to other TSW add-ons, the scenery is not bad, and there's a decent amount of gameplay variety. It's just the performance is atrocious on this line, even compared to other TSW add-ons that Dovetail has made, like something like Svola Groningen is far more optimized than this is. And Dovetail has done precisely naught about fixing this. Nothing. Zilch. And they just continue to pump out. That was a 10-second stutter, ladies and gentlemen, according to my calculations. That is insane. I was beginning to wonder if the game would crash. Unfortunately, we will not be able to stay at 200 for the entirety of this trip because, yeah, once we come out of this LZB zone around here, I think it is, we just will, yeah, we'll have to come down to speed. And really annoyingly, there's sections of this line which are restricted to around 100 kilometers an hour, even for fast trains, which just drive me a bit nuts, you know? because you've got a perfectly capable stretch of line. Why are you restricting us to 100, sort of thing? We've got a red signal up ahead. Is there a local train? There's a freight train in front of us. Let's see. We've got you heading to Seelze from Mannheim. And then you heading to Wachtersbach, which is a local service, I believe. So yeah, we've got there's now a 2-train pileup behind this Wachtersbach service, unfortunately. Which you can't do a thing about. Supposed to be going 200 game. Why are we restricted? Why do we have to run up against other trains? Hopefully, yeah, that isn't a train which is permanently stuck. Is you heading to Frankfurt? Okay, good. The Wachtersbach service is actually moving, which means we won't be stuck here for long. I was really worried that it was a service that was broken and just stopped and then holding everything up that we would have had to delete, and that would have invalidated a lot of points for the run. Though, as you can see, the Vectron is bringing us in for a nice, gentle stop before the signal. I'm doing precisely nothing, by the way. Actually reduce the power so we don't have wheel slip, because we're under 100 kilometers an hour. I've got my finger on the brake key just to make sure that, yeah, we don't overshoot the red signal. But I think we are coming in for a perfect stop. Wow. I didn't realize the Vectron was capable of this good of a stop, I'll be honest. Wow, that's actually really good. Look how close we got. And it's like, and it's within perfect range of the cab as well. I will credit Dovetail where credit is due. The driving physics, superb, absolutely superb. The LZB just parked us perfectly in between before this signal. Like, yeah, that is very, very nice indeed. Looks like Mr. Freight Service is moving. And looks as though the Wachtersbach service is now stopping at Gelnhausen. Where is Wachtersbach anyway? I'm not too familiar with the stations on this line. Okay, you're Wachtersbach, so we've got... Okay, it's there, so we won't be behind him for a lot of the run. Alright. Let's go, come on. There we go. Just release the last bit of pressure on the brake pipe. We are off once again, but the next signal is a red one. So yeah, even if we, even once we get past that local service of Wachtersbach, we'll still be behind that freight train for most of this run, I imagine, if not all. Which is annoying, but hey. The speed limit differences between the freight trains and the normal trains, passenger trains I should say, are not too much different past Gelnhausen, so I'm fine with it. That is a yellow signal. Yeah, I'm proud of myself that I'm this well experienced with PZB, because a year and 3 months ago I didn't know the first thing about how PZB worked, and then I got the Expert BR101 and basically gave myself a crash course in how nope, I just want thank you, turn you off. Right, we are on 500 hertz. 500 hertz magnet. Okay. 500. Acknowledge you. Right. Just had quite a bit of workload in not too much time. So we are currently limited to 85 kilometers an hour, which is pretty usual for PZB mode. basically going to have to... Okay. Let's actually...
AFB. AFB. AFB.
80 kilometers an hour. I like to go 5 kilometers under the limit, just to make sure I don't hit 85 kilometers an hour exactly, because if I did, the emergency brake would just come on automatically and I couldn't do a thing. Alright. Just keep the AFB at 80 for now. Ooh, we're clear up to 160. So confirm that. Now that we're out of the LZB zone, workload has increased because I'm now having to manage the PZB system and our speed actively now. Oh, I gotta slow down, slow down, slow down. Confirm that. Because we do have a red signal. I imagine I have to acknowledge this signal as well. It's green. Yeah, let's just stay at 80 for now. Because it's not as if we're going anywhere. And this will make sure that we don't get PZB braked. The PZB really does encourage you to drive conservatively. There we go. This actually gets the dynamic brakes on the go. I never really used the dynamic brake in the Vectron. Oh, hello. So yeah. Alright. Still wants us to slow down to 85, so I'll stay at 80 for now. Like, yeah, the scenery on this route is not bad. Like, look at those hills. That doesn't look too bad. But yeah, it definitely could be better. There is a modern German route in development by Foles World, I believe it is, who's the guy who did the somewhat bodged Aachen remaster. So... And that looks as though it has far better scenery than this does. Like, much more detailed than Dovetail could ever be done. Like, probably the two best sceneries on Dovetail routes are, probably Riviera Line and, Zwolle Rödigen. I would love to see another Dutch route in this game. Ooh, Janos wagons on this freight train here. You don't see those too often. Slow down, slow down, slow down. Is that... Wait a minute. Are you another 145? Yes! You are! I hardly ever see these in timetable mode as AI. That's nice. Alright. Now you can see why I increased the force on the dynamic brake, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to slow down a lot of the time for these. But once we get past Vachtersbach, it should be far better. Let's see, how close are we? I think it's just beyond this curve. Is that Vachtersbach? That is Vachtersbach. So where's that passenger service? Where is that passenger service? Don't see him. Oh, he's just up here. Oh, that looped freight train was the one we were chasing. So that's actually really, really good. So that means brake, brake, brake. That's a red signal. That's a red signal. Full service, full dynamic brake. Okay. Phew! Thank goodness for the good brakes on the Vectron. That could have been bad. That was a rapid stop, my word. Move the brake into the quick release position. Imagine we should get the AFB down to 20 because otherwise we'll get hit by a 500 hertz magnet. Where are you, buddy? Where is that Vachtersbach? So, okay. Okay, he's just departing Height Host and has got 2 more stops. Yeah. But once he gets to Vachtersbach, he'll get put into one of the bay platforms, I think. Speed limit 40. I do love this screen here because it actually tells you what speed you're restricted to without having to use the track monitor, which is nice. yeah, basically just stuck behind this guy for the next 2 stops. Acknowledge that.
Zugbeeinflussung.
Go up to 80 just in case we have another piece of B. Magnet shenanigans thing. Yeah, I think once we pass that regional service at Wachtersbach, I think it would be prudent to stay at 80 kilometers an hour. So, just have to be ultra careful. You're just coming into Wertheim, and that's the last stop before Wachtersbach. So yeah, at least that for now, but we'll still stay at 80 kilometers an hour. We still have 51 kilometers to go, but on the plus side, I don't think we'll get stuck behind any more services. I think it's just because we were caught in the bottleneck with that BR-145 behind us, and then we've also got the Wachtersbach service ahead of us, so yeah, we just have to be careful. We could be going 160. I'm having to do half that thanks to this stupid local service. So yeah, once he gets routed off at Wachtersbach, okay, he's just leaving Wertheim. Once he gets routed off, I think it'll be in this platform. Hopefully, anyway. So he's not in the way anymore. And then we can go back up to line speed. Yep, there's the red signal that I predicted. There's the 130 limit warning board. Under 50 kilometers to go, that's good. And since this route is pretty straight, yeah, that's not the distance left O-meter is not too far off, because for some reason for the HUD the stops are calculated by the distance as the crow flies and not by the distance as the not by the actual track distance, which is especially noticeable on mountainous routes like Semmeringbahn or the Bernina line or Clinchfield. Okay, slowing down to 20 kilometers an hour, because otherwise the 500 hertz magnet will kick in and emergency brake us. And plus, if we sneak up to this signal, that gives it more time to change to green anyway. Ooh, slow down to 20 with plenty of time. Let's put you to 80, back up to 80. Ooh, confirm that. Okay, he's just left Wertheim with 1 stop to go. Right, we'll have to acknowledge this guy here. So just put you down to 20 just in case. Let's actually confirm that, because we do have that red signal coming up. You can see why Flixtrain is regarded as a low-cost service. We're just stuck in the... Oh, we're just stuck behind a local service. In the last leg that I did, we were stuck behind an RB9 service, which was a I would say a semi-express, which was capable of doing 160. Which wasn't that bad, but this, yeah, the service in front of us is a local, so yeah, let's actually just do a quick check. Okay, he's chugging along at 130. I'm guessing he's coming off on platform 3, but we'll see. Safe to release, okie dokie. But until he gets rerouted onto that bay platform, I'm going to just stay at 80, just in case I need to slow down. Cows. Sadly not the animated cows for a bit of Vauban, but there you go. Oh, that's the wrong button. I meant hitting... I hit 8 instead of 9. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, DB Vectron. With a mixed train, I see. Let's just check. Once the tail end passes that signal, we will be clear. There we go. Yep. As I thought, up to 130 and confirm that. And then, oh, actually up to 140 and we'll be able to go up to 160 in a minute. Finally, we can go back up to line speed. Took ages, but there we go. That's full power. Are those cars sunken into the road? Yes. They are very noticeably sunken into the road. Just put it to 150. I think I'll leave it at 140, honestly. Because we do have some rapidly changing speed limits just after Wachtersbach. Please, there we go. That was at least like 3 or 4 seconds, that was. Just acknowledge that just out of an abundance of caution. We could go up to 150 then 160 after Wachtersbach. Ooh, there's a little narrow gauge railway. It's a crime that we don't have more narrow gauge railways in this game. Routes, I mean. Because all we have are the Rosa and Bernina lines. Tadami is going to be narrow gauge, and Lisbon Setúbal is going to be broad gauge. There's the Wachtersbach service on the right that was holding us up for all that time. See ya! Like, having a German narrow gauge route in this game would honestly be so cool. Like, a German steam narrow gauge route would be absolutely amazing. 150, is that set properly? Yes, that is. And then 160. Set that. And confirm that. 42 kilometers to go. The Douglas Adams answer to life, the universe, and everything. Hitchhiker's Guide reference, of course. If you haven't read the Hitchhiker's Guide to the books, to the Galaxy books, then go do it right now. Otherwise, you've missed out on some absolutely hilarious sci-fi. Just read the first 3 books, which are Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Restaurant at the End of the Universe, and what's the third one? I can't remember what the third one is. Don't read numbers 4 and 5, they aren't any good. But yeah, the first 3 Hitchhiker's Guide books, go read them right now if you haven't already. Sorry, I don't know how I just started talking about Douglas Adams on a Train Sim World episode, but there you are. We're now cruising along at 160, which is very nice. Basically got the line starts winding quite a bit more, and then after here we join onto the Castle Würzburg line as far as Fulda. We've got 23 minutes to do 40 kilometers. How hard can it be? Still got green signals all the way. That is excellent. 110 limit coming up, so I'll just preset the AFB. Ooh, down to 110. That is slow. Ugh. But at least we're running on time and we're not horrifically delayed like every single Deutsche Bahn train out there. That is one of the biggest fallacies of German routes in this game. Modern German routes, I should say. Every single AI-DB train tends to be on time, which is, of course, completely unrealistic. But, yeah, it just is what it is. I don't think that would comply with Dovetail's licensing agreement with Deutsche Bahn, if I'm being honest. Let's actually slow down to 110 now, just as... Actually, I think we're far away. Let's actually put it back to 150. Actually, I don't trust it. Let's start slowing down now. And then preset it to 120. There's the warning board for 110. This is one reason why I don't drive as often on routes like Kinzig-Tauban or Salzburg-Rosenheim, because large sections of these routes are just, you're doing like 100, 110, 120, and it's just really, really annoying. Genuinely. It is so annoying to go at these speeds. I mean, you know you could be going faster and your locomotive's raring to go, but no. Set it up to 120. 34 kilometers to go. Now we're definitely getting into the slower section of the route. Unfortunately, the route starts to wind and twist a lot more. Actually, I don't really... I think I've only ever done one full end-to-end run of the Kinzig-Tauban in one sitting. I think I did it in an ICE 1 time from Frankfurt to Fulda. And yeah, I think that's the only time I've done a full run of this line in one sitting, which is very interesting. Which is really just says a lot about this line. Probably done like 20 full end-to-end runs of something like Preston Carlisle or Great Western Express, to put that into context. Can go up to 130 in a minute. And that's another reason why I don't like Kinzig-Tauban. It just doesn't make a lot of sense why Dovetail chose this route in particular. It's not as if it has like any major landmarks or any distinction from any other modern German route in this game. Just have a feeling it'll end up like something like Main-Spessartbahn or Ruhr-Signal, or Hauptstrecke Rhein-Ruhr, just cast to the sidelines, because it just doesn't really make any sense as a route, you know. What is it? Like, yeah, Hauptstrecke Rhein-Ruhr especially is probably the most boring route in the whole game. No landmarks of interest, route is incredibly short, and no timetable variety. Back down to 110 in a minute. Lovely. "30 kilometers to go, with 18 minutes to cover that distance." Hopefully us getting stuck behind that Wachtersbach service won't make us late. We'll see. That's the warning board for the 110. Confirm that. Just let the dynamic brake do the rest. Yeah. There we go. Under 110 with plenty of room to spare. So 110. No speed limit changes, so I guess we're just confined to this speed for time.
Zugbeeinflussung.
Just out of caution because there was a white light on that green signal. Wait a minute, why are there two signals so close together? There's one before the corner, one after the corner. Can go up to 140 in a minute, that's good. How's performance? 40 FPS still, that's not bad for a Kinzigtaubahn run. 16 minutes, 15 and a half minutes to do 26 kilometers. That's beginning to get a bit dicey unless we can pick up the speed pretty soon. Ooh, and then we can go up to 160. Okay, that is good. Hopefully we can leave the slow sections of the line far behind us. It's 140 board. Let's set the AFB speed to 160 in preparation. Oh, okay, we're coming up on quite a long tunnel. I think this one is like 2 or 3 kilometers. Can't remember the exact length, but yeah. I should probably get the reading light on for the tunnel. And into the tunnel we go. Nice tunnel portal, I gotta say. It's got a nice look to it. Limit goes back down to 140, unfortunately. Frames. Seems decent. down to 140. Sorry about that. 20 kilometers to go. Very nice. And out of the tunnel. You have to know that speed limit change is there because the sign is in the tunnel. It's not very visible. Ice 1? The Ice 1 is very heavily used in this route's timetable, I gotta say. Actually, we're behind the, sound deadening. Yeah, that looks nice. Just do a tad of depth of field. Take that. And then increase the depth of field just in case we want to use photo mode again. Back up to 160 in a minute. Here we go. 12 minutes to go until we're supposed to arrive at Fulda. Just before we join on with the Kassel Hanover high speed line, just before Fulda, we'll have Elsa B kick in again, and the train will, I think the train will bring us to a halt in Fulda using Elsa B, I believe. We'll see if that actually works out, but yeah. There is another DB Vectron. I'm glad I've seen the Expert BR145 today. You don't really see it too much as AI. So, yeah. I was just glad to be able to see it, you know. There's the 160 board. .15 kilometers to go with just under 10 minutes to get there. Performance 40-ish frames. That's not bad for this long into a run on Kensington, I gotta say. using the foot pedal horn in this unit because it combines both horn tones into one. And there we go. 10 kilometers to go with 8 minutes to get there. I think we'll get there, and I think we'll actually make it on time, which is nice. Just done a kilometer in 30 seconds. Yeah, I think we'll definitely get there on time. As if we can maintain the speed, that is. This route stutters so much, it's crazy. Just about. Oh, we've already passed over the Castle Würzburg line, but we're just about to join on. So yeah, this is yeah, the Castle Würzburg line is also a TSW route, and that's what we'll be doing in the next leg, down to 140 in a minute. I believe Elsa B will kick in any moment now. We'll see. The Castle Würzburg line coming in from the left-hand side. That's a decent one. It's a decent route if you have the Expert 101 gameplay pack. Because then it has a lot of varied services and it's just a dedicated high-speed run. Very good for Elsa B practice. Speaking of Elsa B, confirm set speed at maximum, train will do the rest. Running alongside the Würzburg, the line coming in from Würzburg now. Or, yeah, we are. .40 limit. Slow down. We do have a 100 coming up. Apart from the local service we were stuck behind to Wachtersbach, it's been a decent run, I gotta say. $160 coming up. Try and speed manage our way into Fulda. I think we have to stop at the end of the platform, but yeah, don't quote me on that. Ooh, hello! It's the Press BR155 from Bremen Oldenburg. You never see that as AI. Damn! I haven't seen that as AI in ages. It's very distinctive because you notice that blue basically instantly. Wow. This has been a run of rare AI spawns today. 2 Expert BR145s and a Press BR155. That's pretty impressive. This has been a pretty lucky run, I gotta say. Alright, 900 meters. Slow down, buddy. Let's get some train brake on the go. That's coming up on Fulda. So yeah, the next run that I'll be doing for this Lyon-Copenhagen Flix company journey will be from Fulda to Kassel. If you're watching this in the If you're watching this in the playlist, it'll just be the next video. We won't have to worry about 500 hertz magnets, but I just want to take my time and get this stop right, because we do have 3 minutes. We have absolutely ages to get this stop spot on, and I'm just trying to be very, very careful. Okay. Oh no. 4 meters away from it, but yeah, that was close enough. Yeah, AFB will hold the brakes for us, and now we just gotta let all the passengers disembark before continuing on to Berlin Hauptbahnhof. So yeah, our next run will start at Fulda and then go north on this line up to Kassel Wilhelmshohe, and that will be my last run for this journey. Oh, and there's a passenger wandering across the tracks. And he's made it. No, he hasn't. He's hit the platform and now he's disappeared. Classic TSW NPC shenanigans, am I right, viewers? Shut the doors. There we go. 0 points lost to speeding, platinum medal, almost 100 kilometers driven. So yeah, that'll be all for this video, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. Please do subscribe to my channel and to Liam's channel. And if this is the first one of the legs that you're watching, please do continue on to the next one. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one, everyone, and goodbye.